Okay, hi boys and girls. So the answer to the two questions that I came up with, my own answers, is that in the beginning of the story, the mole was so attached to this baby bird that he was taking care of and that he learned to love. And he was so attached to him, and he didn't want him to leave, right? He didn't want him to go away because he was being a little selfish, because he wanted him to belong to him. But this was not a pet bird that, you know, that we go to PetMart and buy and have at home and play with, right? This is a wild bird. This bird was supposed to live outside, outdoors. It's supposed to spread its wings and fly. So he kept saying, no, this is my pet. This bird is going to live with me. He wanted this bird, even though the author didn't tell us all these things, but just based on the conversations he's having with his mom and dad, he's getting upset. His parents tell him he should let it go. He doesn't want to. He's really attached to this bird. He wants it to be his. He wants it to be his pet. So his mom told him, his dad told him, it didn't work. So then his grandfather did something different, right? His grandfather took him out to see the beauty of, they went on a hill, and he wanted him to see the beauty of nature and the purpose of nature, what animals belong in the nature. And it happens to be that the bird belonged flying, in the nature. It had to fly. That was its job. That was its purpose. So at this point, Mole was starting to see things differently, right? He was starting to see life differently. He was like, okay, it's not fair to the bird, he's thinking, even though the author's not telling us, but the actions show it, right? So after he comes down, he goes and looks at his bird, and he sees that the bird is sad sitting in his cage, and he decides to let him free because the bird needs to be free. It's a wild animal and he needs to be flying. And that's why he lets him go. So he starts to see things differently. So at first he wanted to keep this bird to himself and care for it. But then after his grandfather takes him up on this hill and he sees nature, he looks at it differently, and he understands and realizes that the bird shouldn't be cooped up in the house. He should actually be free and wild. So I don't know how you wrote your sentences, but I'm giving you a story. I know mine is a lot more detailed than what you wrote, but I definitely want to read what you guys wrote. I'm sure you guys did great. And all right, talk to you soon. Bye, guys.